Hey guys, and welcome to Guitar Education. In today's video, we're going to go over some licks that you can use when you're shredding. Okay, so these are some really good licks to start off learning how to shred from. So here's the first one. Okay, so I'm going to break it down for you, but first I'm just going to play it. Okay, so first thing we're doing here on the low E string, we're going 8, 10, 12. That's it. That's all we're doing for that string. Now you can do this as slow or as fast as you want or can, and then build up speed on it. Once you know the pattern, then you can start building up speed on it, but take it slow at first. So that's all that is. Now on the A string, what we're going to do is the exact same pattern, but I wrote a 2, like an X2 here. So we're just going to double up on it on this string. So now we have, so practice those. It's this exact same pattern if you're looking. Okay, so now let's do that whole thing. Alright, so now on the next one, we're just going to shift a little bit. And we're going to play 9, 10, 12. And we're going to do this one 2 times as well. Okay, so now, by the way, this whole thing, this one is in A minor. All right, so we're actually just using the A minor scale all the way up. Although right now it looks like a C major, it ends on this note, which is an A. So just so that you know that, because we can shift it around depending on what key we're playing in. So now let's do that one. So it's just doing that twice. So this is a pretty simple one because it's pretty straightforward. There's nothing really fancy going on here. So on the next one, we're going to do the exact same pattern as the last one. So now we're going to put 1, 2, 3, and 4 of these together. So we have. Okay, so go ahead, practice that. If you can do it faster, that's good. And we're almost done. We only have one more to go for this lick, which is 10, 12, 13, 10 on the B string. Okay, so go ahead, practice that one. And now we can put the whole thing together. And then we could play it faster and you do that little vibrato at the end if you want to. Or you can, I'm just hitting, when I'm doing that last part, I'm just hitting my, my tremolo here. I don't have the bar in it, so I'm just hitting it. But when I have the bar, then you can do dives and stuff like that. In fact, I'll put the bar on and you can see what I do for the end there. All right. Okay, so now I put my whammy bar back on. So it's on, and now we're going to play the whole thing. I'll show you what you can do with the whammy bar to end it, if you have one. If you don't, then don't worry about it. But cool stuff. All right, so that is lick number 1. Go ahead, you can build up speed on that. If you want to do it like that. All right, so build up speed on that. It's going to sound really awesome over any kind of hard rock or heavy metal stuff that you're going to be playing over. And definitely use some backing tracks for that one too, okay? That would be great to practice it, and then try different rhythms, because this rhythm is pretty straightforward, but you can always change these up. Like you could go. So I'm just kind of going back and forth a little bit on it. So there's all different types of things you can do to play around with this lick. Playing it straightforward is really good because it sounds good and it has a solid ending. But then you can also exaggerate it. You can play this twice. You can play it 3 times if you want. You can go bing, bang, boom, boom. You know, there's all kinds of ways you can switch it around. Or play it halfway up and kind of go back a little bit and come up again. Back a little bit more, come up again, and then go back. You know, you can play around with it like that. So you can go. You see? All right. So we're going to move on to the next lick. Okay, so this next one is going to be a little bit crazier because I don't have a very long board. So you just have to follow along very carefully with me. I did draw a couple of arrows to show you where we're going to be going. So instead of doing linear, I kind of shifted it around. But okay, so our first part is the same as the other lick. We're going to do those first 3 notes exactly the same. But now what we're going to do is we're going to come right up to the 8th fret on the A string. And then we're just going to come back to 12, reverse it. So 12, 10, 8, back on the E string. And then we're going to continue it back to 12 as if we had started over again. And now we're going to go onto the A string and we're going to do the same exact thing we did here. Except, so we're going to go 8, 10, 12. And now we're going to go up to our D string. We're going to play the 9th fret there. And then come back and do that again. 12, 10, 8. And then back to 10, 12, 9. So now we're here again. So we did 8, 10, 12, 9. Then back to 12, 10, 8. 10, 12. And now we're going to start here. 9, 10, 12. And now we've gotten to 12. We're going to shoot up to 9 for this one. And then we're going to come back down to the D string to do 12, 10, 9 again. So here we're going to run through it all the way to here. Now remember, this follows it like that. So it's going boom, 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 like this. Then it moves up to here, like that. Okay? You ready? So here we go. We're going to go 8, 10, 12. So that's everything here. So now that we've ended on this 9th fret on the D string, we're going to move up to G and we're going to play 9, 10, 12 here. And now we just go right up to B and we end on that 10th fret. The entire lick will sound like this. Or we could play it much faster like this. Okay, so this is a cool lick because it gives you a lot of space to fill in a gap of a part when you're playing a lick. But you get that solid ending again on A. All right, so this is also an A minor. All the licks today are going to be an A minor. All right, so that's it. So all right, so go ahead and practice that one. It's a little bit tougher. So go ahead and pause the video and just carefully go over each of these parts. Make sure you follow the arrows, all right? Like this line here is an arrow. Okay, so we're going like this to here, back this way, this to here, back this way. Then we're going to restart here, up, and then back over. And our last part is this. Okay, so go ahead, practice that one. This is going to be a really awesome lick. You can use it to fill it in, or right when you're coming to an end of a solo, you can throw this in there. Okay, and you can do different kinds of variations of this one too. Sometimes I like to throw a pinch harmonic in the end. I think it sounds cool. So you can mess around with that too as well. So you can even double up on these if you wanted to. So you could do this one twice if you wanted to, if you really need that extra space. But because it is one of those licks that just kind of builds up, ascending like slowly, it's slowly ascending up. It's a really good one to kind of end off on because it kind of builds up to that bow, and you get that punch right at the end. All right. Cool. So now we're going to go to the next lick. Okay, so this is our next lick, and we're actually going to start it up here on this string, and we're just going to go from string to string. So it looks a little out of sequence, but just think we're going from one string to the next in order like that. Okay, so we're going to start on this string, on the E, we're going to go to B, then G, then D, and then the A. Okay, so here's what the lick sounds like. All right, I'll play that again. Okay, so now this is what we're going to do. We're going to go 13, 10, and we're going to go 12, 13, 12, 10. And we're going to do that pattern. And that's actually, this is the pattern that's going to be for the whole thing. The only difference is what fret we're going to do it on, but the basic motion is going to be the same. So we're going to start on the highest fret for each one. Then we're going to go to the lowest fret. Then so it's 13, 10, 12, 13, 12, 10. And we're going to do the exact same pattern on the B string. So now we have the E and the B. And then we're going to do the G, and we're going to change the pattern up just a little bit. We're going to go 12, 9, 10, 12, 10, 9. Okay, so that's that pattern. And now what we're going to do, we're going to do that exact same pattern on the D string. Okay, so now the whole thing we have is... And we're just going to end on that 12th fret on the A string. So that's also a really good finish to a lick. Alright, and you know, sometimes what I like to do is I like to throw a little extra at the end of that. So I'll go... depending if I have enough space for when I'm going to do that, so I'll throw that little sweep arpeggio in there. If you don't know that, don't worry about it. I'll have another video that just shows you how to play that arpeggio, but we're not going to worry about that today. Today we just want to get these licks in because they're pretty simple, straightforward, and you can practice these to build up speed and then incorporate them into your lead guitar playing so you can really do some shredding on your guitar. Okay, so go ahead, practice this one. This is a really good one. It really bites. And then also we can do some variations on that too. Like you can go up and then come back with it if you wanted to. So and then just change it up a little bit and it still sounds cool. So you can do different variations of it if you want. All right, but this is like the basic outline of that lick. All right, so now we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so here's our last lick for the day. So I'm going to run through it piece by piece. So here is the first part. It's going to be 15, 15, 13, 12, 15, 13, 12. So that looks like... and we're just going to now move over 13, 12, 10, 13, 12, 10. So altogether we have, so those are really good. So that's this first part. The next part is just doing the same thing. We're going to go G12, 10, 9, 12, 10, 9, and we're going to end on 12. So that's that part. 12, 10, 9, 12, 10, 9, 12. Oops, sorry. 12, 10, 9, 10, 12. So now this is a good lick in the middle of something. You don't want to end on this because this is not really, this is a note that you wouldn't use to end on when we're playing an A. So you're going to use that to further yourself into the solo. So this is somewhere in the middle section so that people, when you get to this note, people know you're not done. You're still in it. So you can play that. Okay, and it's a really good lick for doing that, moving up, and then you can go afterwards. All right, anything like that. So you can add in some extra notes to get to that A, or you can add one of the other licks that we were doing earlier to bring it back up to get to that A. I'll do that again. So. So you see you can use these other licks in combination with each other. So even though we don't really end on the solo here unless there's like a key change, which it could be appropriate, or if you want to kind of leave people, if you're going to a melody afterwards, then it would kind of make sense to do that. But if you're going to end the solo and you want to sound finalized, you wouldn't want to end on that note. You'd want to end on an A note. So you'd either do the 10th fret on B or you would do the 12th fret on A. And you can use the other licks to get back to that note one way or another. All right, so have some fun with these. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click notifications so that you don't miss any of the new videos that come out. Thanks for watching.